Hi, my name's Mike and I make videos of my allotment and the occasional woodworking project. You have already had a glimpse of the start of this week's video due to the bad weather we had in the last episode, and I just had to get back and record putting on the rat proof section of the vent. But I did stay after the site when that was finished, and it was very cold, it was very windy, and what I did was that I deadheaded the daffodils. It was a job that needed doing, and it was probably the best conditions. I'm told that deheading daffodils encourages your plants to grow thicker and fuller than before. Well, these are the original 6 I planted 6 years ago. Which then leads me on to Tuesday. Now, I've not recorded anything for Tuesday. Tuesday had been organised some weeks ago, and it was organised that we were going to, one of the gang were going to provide the trailer, another of the gang was to provide the SUV, another of the gang was going to take some of the slabs and he would help with stripping them, and I was providing the trolley. And what we were doing is that one of the gang was organising re-landscaping his garden. It's a very large garden and it had a lot of paving slabs in them, and these paving slabs are known as London pavement slabs. They're 3x2, but they're very thick and they're very, very heavy. And he wanted them out, and his new landscaping took into account using York stone pavings. So he needed rid of these, and it's an expensive job getting rid of them. And that's what we were going to do. But it was a complete disaster because we set off on Tuesday and it needed 2 new tyres. The tyres on the trailer were flat and they were tubeless and they were all cracked. They wouldn't blow up and they had to be replaced. Tuesday ended up really as a jolly boys outing, and we didn't get no work, and we did a lot of talking and a lot of messing about till we got the new tyres replaced on the trailer. But Wednesday we really set to work, and it was a hard day's work. And I was last on the list because mine had to be taken to the allotment and I needed the most. In actual fact, all I said was whatever Bob didn't want, I would take the rest. And we did that, and that took up Wednesday, and it took up part of Thursday as well. But Thursday I had to do it on my own because Bob was needed his slabs. He left me to my own devices. Wednesday and Thursday, 2 tiring days. I must measure this distance of car park to plot just for interest's sake, because I did 18 journeys, and a count up of the video shots gave the journey as 13 minutes 10 seconds there and back for each trip, and so 18 times that is 3.9 hours. Let's call it 4. I wonder it was a tiring day. But I did 3 hours on the Wednesday and just 1 hour on the Thursday, maybe 4 hours. At the moment the slabs are laid dry and some have a wobble. Well, I think it's the slabs wobbling. Could be me. Who knows? But the plan is to let's level and set 1 slab a day, which should get them ship shape and bristle fashion, weather permitting, over the next 3 weeks. Paving slabs are the best paths for an allotment with raised beds, especially for gardeners over a certain age or those with a disability. But there are a few difficulties. 1, they are expensive. 2, they take up growing space. And all one can do is look out for free ones. They have to be lifted and transported to site, and our site has added problems with access. Therefore, joining a gang is one solution. No comments please on arranging a gang meet and not coming prepared, such as testing the tyres before the arranged date. We have all received loads of comments from near ones and loved ones to last well into the next new year. Just think they're on site now and in walking order. At the moment the slabs are laid dry and some have a wobble. Well, I think it's the slabs wobbling. Could be me. Who knows? But the plan is to level and set 1 slab a day, say, which should get them ship shape and bristle fashion, weather permitting, over the next 3 or 4 weeks. My main task is to get the polytunnel out so I can get sowing some seeds again and get it all organised. And the seedlings I've got in there, such as mainly the brassicas, I need to get them out. I've done one batch of 6 brassicas, and the rule is that once you plant, you re-sow. So I've got the second sowings to go in. I didn't sow the first batch, by the way, they were bought plants. Because if you remember, I lost them in those gales when the small greenhouse got blown over. But I needed to get these out, the second batch out, and sow the third batch. I have to set out the plants after the dancing, and I do this by eye, gauging the centre where the Brussels are going to be. And I was asked this question this week, if I had had success with Brussels in a raised bed, which is, yes, I have, but one has to firm the soil and put in the supports in at a time of planting, and they should be okay. I have to say these plants are looking better than the first brassica planting, which were hit by the hard frost, but they are surprisingly making a comeback. Hey ho, that's gardening. We're still getting mild frosts in the morning, but things are warming up now, and I can feel it. The plants were given a good watering. Normally I like to use lime water at this time, but that means going back to the polytunnel and I'm feeling lazy. And to give them some protection, I've just covered them over with fleece. And in between all this, I was doing the second rat-proof vent, which I've got to say went easier than when I did the first. It's getting better as it goes on because I'm getting used to it, and this method of fixing the frames is turning out to be the best. So I did that, but I've got another problem which has grown on me. It's that I'm losing my grip. Must be an age thing. So I've been using handheld stapler. Can't get enough grip to power it, but I do have a battery operated stapler which I've had for about 2 years, hardly ever used. Well, this is an ideal opportunity and it worked great. Not using EnviroMesh on this vent, as I found some discarded insect fabric that we used to use on the conservatory, and it's working quite well. South-facing vent now complete, I can now move the potting table to this position and lay out my current seedlings for potting on or planting out. Oh dear, no compost. For the moment I'm using this dustbin, which I keep the lime in, for storing my seeds. Keeps them out of the way of the mice. Slowly getting the polytunnel into some form of order. Still a bit to go yet though. So we've got the peas, which are ready for now. I need to get the other lot, but I've no compost. I've got the leeks to prick out. These are mammoth onions. And the marigolds are Tesco's finest. So, and then we've got some pointy cabbage, some kale to go, so the onions and the leeks, and my tomatoes are going to go down there. But what I've got to do is build a frame on there so I can get a through draft. Okay. We'll see what happens next week. One of the jobs I did this week was I put on this. Well, it was a great idea. Didn't exactly work. Still working to the label instructions on the strawberry fertiliser. 14 days have passed, therefore another feed is in order. These are the Everbearing after doing the Cambridge Favourite, and then on to the main cross in
Thank you for
bed
watching.
10. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, a thumbs up would be appreciated, though please do comment. If not already done so, please subscribe, and to get further notifications about further uploads, please press the bell icon. And it just leaves me to say thank you for watching, take care of yourself, and bye!